They're quiet and scenic today, but Argyllshire's hills can be hostile. It takes dedication and stamina to farm here, and the latest statistics confirm that the poor returns for lambs have finally eroded even that spirit. Sheep production on Scotland's west coast looks like it's on the way out.
The prices that we've been getting in the last 13 years especially, since the BSE outbreak, it's caused us a clearances virtually, a new Highland clearances really.
I know of 2 farms locally where the sheep are about to disappear, and several of my neighbours and myself not getting any younger.
I put sheep 1,400 off Lochdraig. It was a last, the last resort. I didn't want to do it, but it can't carry on.
A seasonal lamb sale at Dalmally Mart near Oban brings producers down from the hills to sell stock and let off steam about their problems and the challenges of farming here.
I'm Sybil McPherson. I'm Vice President of the National Sheep Association. I'm a farmer here locally in Dalmally. My father's folk have been here for 170 years, and I farm just about 2 miles from where we are at present. The new regulations with EID, the new haulage proposals are going to have a huge impact on us as store producers. But the very fact that the land that's here, the topography and the climate makes it very difficult to farm here, and many farms have now had the livestock sold off, and land abandonment is a big problem for those of us who are left.
Why does it affect you if you're left?
The whole management of the farm is affected if your neighbour disappears, because you then have a vast area of unstocked ground which sheep wander onto, and therefore getting them rounded up and getting them back home for routine tasks becomes incredibly difficult.
The prices paid for the lambs this season have improved at Dalmally as they have elsewhere. But even if bids are in the high 40s, it's too little, too late for men like Robbie Campbell, who sold most of his sheep 18 months ago.
Folk can make a living out of that, but 20 years ago we were getting £40 for lambs. Plus the subsidy was quite good, the premium was good. Plus, you were getting money for wool, which the wool has gone rock bottom.
So, are these prices that we're seeing this year going to be enough to persuade people to carry on?
No.
It may well be enough to stop them running away right now. The increase is very, very welcome, but it's an increase from virtually nothing. So whilst people are very happy to see an increase, our costs are also increasing with the cost of the electronic identification, the blue tongue vaccine, etc. We as primary store producers have to foot all these bills. The boys who are very welcome here, and it's great to see so many store buyers here in Dalmally to buy the sheep. We are the people who have had to make the investment with the tagging and the vaccination before these finishers can purchase our lambs. So the cost stops here.
It's the future for young people which worries the current generation of sheep farmers on these hills. Most, like John McPherson, are in their 50s or older. Opportunities for new entrants are limited.
As a third generation farmer on our farm, I've got 2 sons that I would love to introduce to farming, and both of them are very, very keen, and a daughter that would love to be farmers. But we can't, because there's not so much enough finance. And what will happen eventually is that we'll be made extinct, like the beaver, like the wolf, and like the sea eagle was in Britain. And they've all introduced it, but where can they introduce? How are they going to train people, young people, into help farming these hills? It's an impossibility. And where is the professional and the proper men to teach these people? You can't be university trained to farm these hills.
2 independent reports in the last 18 months have warned of the implications for the hills and uplands if the trend continues. Politicians across all parties are now speaking out.
Well, my name's Jamie McGregor. I'm a member of the Scottish Parliament for the Highlands and Islands, and I happen to live near here, and I'm a local farmer as well. I'm a hill farmer. I have about 1,100 breeding ewes. And I'm extremely worried about the future of the industry because it's so important to the Highlands. If you take the sheep and the deer or both off, you end up with a kind of tundra, sort of tick-infested tundra that is difficult to walk through and far less agreeable. And so, I mean, for the very future of tourism in Scotland, that kind of tourism and for the numerous people who are still in sheep farming, and for all the hauliers and all for the market staff and all that, it's very, very important that the government do everything they can to make this industry a viable one.
The problem is that hefted sheep production in these high hills is unlike any other kind of farming. Once the stock goes, there's no way back, and time is running out.
They are hefted flocks, and the younger sheep learn from the older sheep where to go in a snowstorm, etc., etc. You couldn't buy a sheep in a market and bring it here and pop it on the hill and expect it to live there. They wouldn't know how. That's the importance of hefted flocks in unfenced open hills.
I can remember being a boy standing out here in the rain when I was 17-year-old, and these pens were full to the gunnels with all young men ready to work, and all these men are in different jobs in different industries now. And where are we going to be in 20 years' time when the world population is increased and there's no food for them to eat? And then they'll be saying, well, we better try and introduce sheep to the hills again, and it can't be done.